Who had the better individual season in 2015, Messi or Ronaldo? If you were to remove team trophies like the Champions League and just look at raw numbers and rank their performances against each other on a week-by-week basis for the whole season, which of these two legends comes out on top? Well, the answer might shock you. I'm not really a fan of rating goals and assists equally, and penalties shouldn't be ranked the same as open play goals. So to be fair to both, I used a unique system. In order to see who had the better season, we are going to mimic the system used in boxing, so pay attention to the rules. Open play goals, offside goals that stood because there was no VAR. Penalties and assists will all be treated differently. You get 2 points for open play goals, 3 points for free kicks and solo goals, 1.5 points for penalties, 1 point for assists, and 0 points for offside goals. And the reason is pretty self-explanatory. Some goals require more skills to score than others. An assist is half the point of a goal. Now, we're going to use a system where 10 matches equal 1 round in the league, but the 4th round will have 8 matches since it's 38 games. I'll explain the Champions League system when we get to it. So now that that's out of the way, let's see who takes round 1. Sound the bell, let's go. Messi's first game was against Elche where he scored a brace, and both goals were really good. For the first one, he used incredible awareness to use his first touch to get around defenders, and the second was in typical Messi fashion as well, to pick up his first 4 points. Ronaldo's first goal was in typical Ronaldo fashion as well. He struck an absolute rocket to pick up his first 2 points against Cordoba, and if you know 2014 Ronaldo, these long-range goals was his specialty, and he could have had a second if he had timed his run here. Look at him, he's way offside. That's a rookie move from him. But Messi was more impressive on opening day, so he takes week 1 with 4 points to Ronaldo's 2. When match day 2 came around, Messi went up against Villarreal. He didn't score in this game, but he bagged an assist, which is 1 point. Ronaldo was absent, which means he doesn't get a point here. But if you're a Ronaldo fan, don't worry, because I'll show you how absences play out later on in the video. Ronaldo returned on match day 3 to score a penalty against Atletico, which is a 1.5 points. But Messi was not about to ease up, edging him out with 2 assists against Bilbao to pick up 2 points, which means after match week 3, Messi has 7 points and Ronaldo has 3.5. But round 4 is where Ronaldo starts to make a comeback. In minute 28, a rocket header. In minute 42, a long-range shot. And in the 77th minute, a left-footed strike to complete his hat-trick against Deportivo and pick up 6 points. And that animal inside of him was starting to awaken. But Messi was not just going to take that lying down. He pulled off 2 assists and chipped the keeper eloquently to put up 4 points and end the round ahead of Ronaldo with 11 points to 9.5. But like I said before, that dog inside Ronaldo was starting to come out, and Elche was on the menu. He scored 2 penalties, a header, and a trivela to make it 4 goals, and that's 7 huge points. But unfortunately for Messi, he didn't pick up a goal contribution this week, which means Ronaldo overtakes him, with 16.5 points to Messi's 11. For the other 5 games in the round, Messi scored 4 goals and 3 assists. All were from open play, and none were free kicks, offsides, nor solo runs. Ronaldo, on the other hand, fired 8 past the keeper and had 3 assists. 2 of the 8 goals were penalties, but no free kicks, offsides, nor solo runs either. Ronaldo started the round slowly, but had a very strong finish, ending with 34.5 points. Messi trails with 22 points, which is a 12.5 point lead for Ronaldo. So for goal of the round, I'm going to have to give it to Messi's goal against Eibar. He started from deep with great control, played a 1-2 with Neymar, and scored from a tight angle. This could be a sign of things to come for Messi, because he's just now starting to find his rhythm. So in round 2, let's see if he'll make a comeback. Messi came out swinging in round 2. He fumbled the chance to close the gap on match week 1 by failing to contribute against Almeria, but he landed an absolute peach of a hat-trick against Sevilla. The first goal was a free kick, and that's 3 huge points. Then he scored again to break the all-time league top scorer record. Then he went on one of his famous runs, linked up with Neymar, and smashed home the third to finish the day with 7 points. And that Dogo Argentino inside of him was starting to come out. He failed to put up a point again in week 3, but he came up clutch with another hat-trick against Espanyol. Outside the box, no problem. Right foot from outside, no problem either. And another right at the end to take a 6-point swing at Ronaldo. But let's see how Ronaldo responded. His first match in round 2 saw him land 4 points with 2 assists and a goal. And that week when Messi landed his first hat-trick, Ronaldo held his ground to score a brace and an assist against Eibar. One of those goals was a penalty. But that third week when Messi drew a blank, Ronaldo bagged 2 assists to continue mounting the pressure. And when Messi scored his second hat-trick, where he broke the goal-scoring record, Ronaldo bagged himself a hat-trick as well, 1 penalty and 2 from open play. So let's tally the points. Messi struck 2 hat-tricks in 4 games and 1 goal was a free kick, so that's 13 points. Ronaldo, on the other hand, hand, struck 16 points. Ronaldo is still in the lead here with 50.5 points, and he extended the gap a bit on Messi, who has 35. But Messi isn't done scoring, so the second half is going to be an all-out brawl. Ronaldo only managed 5 goals and 1 assist in the second half of the round, and one of those goals was a penalty, meaning he racked up 10.5 points. Messi was a slow starter, but he's finishing strong, with 8 goals and 3 assists, and one of those goals was a penalty, so it means Messi ended the round with 18.5 points, which is a huge comeback. It also means he took round 2 with 31.5 points, and Ronaldo trailed with 26.5. So at the end of round 2, we got Messi closing the gap with 53.5 points in total. Ronaldo still leads with 61, which means Messi cut the gap down to just 7.5 points. In order not to make the video too long, I'm going to summarize what happened in round 3. Messi had a very strong round, landing 12 goals, with 2 hat-tricks, 1 free kicks, and 7 assists. 3 of those goals were penalties, which means Messi ended the round with 30.5 points. That's just 1 point off what he did in the last round. Ronaldo struck 9 goals and 3 assists, scoring 5 goals in a single game versus Granada, and he had 1 penalty in this round, which means he finished with 20.5 points. And this is a huge win for Messi, and it's not surprising because ever since the latter part of round 1, he's been closing in on Ronaldo. And now at the end of round 3, he's up 84 points with Ronaldo trailing with 81.5. Messi, confident with his lead, went into round 4 with a 5-match back-to-back scoring streak, looking to close out strong. He drew a blank in the 6th game, but scored in the other 2, which means he scored points in 7 of the 8 weeks. Within that 7 game, he had 10 goals and 3 assists, an absolutely ridiculous finish to the round. He had only 1 penalty, which means he clocked 22.5 points. Ronaldo only scored in 5 of the last 8 match weeks, but what he did will blow your mind. This man scored 3 hat-tricks in the final round. That's right, a hat-trick of hat-tricks. And he had 2 more goals against Malaga and Eibar. Within those games, he had 1 penalty. And get this, he had 2 free kicks. That absolute dog in him wanted to get every point he could to catch Messi. He even had 5 assists in 8 games. Not bad from the most selfish player of all time. But is this enough to overtake Messi and win the round? He had 11 goals. 1 was a penalty, but 2 were free kicks, and he had 5 assists. That's 28.5 points right there, which means he won the round. But who won the championship title? Last round, Messi had 84 points, and he finished strong with 22.5, which means he has 106.5 points in total, which is insane. Ronaldo had 81.5 points and ended the round with 28.5 points, which means he ended with 110 points and takes the Spanish championship belt. What an absolute beast he is to make that 4th round comeback, and 3 hat-tricks is insane. Both players had 2 free kicks each all season. Ronaldo had 10 penalties and Messi had 5. And from what I saw, none of the goals were offside, nor was there any solo runs. And as you can see, their goal and assist tally are identical, but when you use a fair system to rank them, Ronaldo clearly stands out as the more productive player in the league. But the Champions League is the biggest trophy and Messi managed to win it. But who was the more productive player of the campaign? Well, let's find out. You already know the scoring system, so I don't need to explain that. But for this breakdown, we're going to split the Champions League into 2 parts, the group stage and the knockouts, to see who was more impressive in each, statistically. Ronaldo went up against Basel, Liverpool, and Ludogorets. Not exactly a group of death, but he played in all 6 matches, scoring 5 goals and providing 2 assists. His most impressive goal came against Liverpool, starting the play from deep, linking up with Benzema and Rodriguez, and finishing it off himself. 2 of those 5 goals were penalties, meaning Ronaldo ended the group stage with 11 points. Messi, on the other hand, faced a slightly tougher group, with Ajax, PSG, and APOEL, but that didn't matter. Whoever came his way, he had an answer. He scored 2 against PSG, 3 against Ajax, and 3 against APOEL, finishing with 8 goals and 2 assists, even scoring a hat-trick with his right foot just to aura farm. Every goal came from open play, but one goal against Ajax looked a bit offside, and after checking Reddit, nobody ever talked about it, so we're counting it, which means Messi ended the group stage winning by unanimous decision with 18 points. Now on to the knockouts. Ronaldo was a bit more productive in the knockouts, firing 3 past Schalke over 2 legs to clinch a 5-4 win. Carried. Against Atletico, he assisted the only goal that won the tie 1-0. Carried again. And in the semi-finals, he scored 2 against Juventus, the only 2 goals Madrid managed in that 3-2 defeat. It was clear this man was carrying Madrid on his back. 5 goals in the knockouts, 1 was a penalty, but that 11.5 points couldn't bring his team to the finals. Unlike Ronaldo, Messi dragged his team all the way to the final, scoring a brace in the semis with the only solo goal on the list so far. He led Barcelona to the title, assisting one of the 3 goals in the final. Messi ended with 2 goals and 4 assists in the knockouts, all from open play to collect 8 points, which was 27 overall for the campaign, 4.5 points more than Ronaldo, who ended with 22.5, which means ultimately Messi had the better Champions League season. Now, the only other trophy they both competed for was the Copa del Rey. Ronaldo made just one full appearance, 1 assist against Atletico before Madrid got knocked out. Messi, on the other hand, made 6 appearances with 5 goals and 4 assists, including a solo goal in the final. 2 of his goals were penalties, meaning he racked up 14 points to Ronaldo's 1. In the Copa America, Messi had 3 assists and a goal, that goal being a penalty, giving him 4.5 points. Ronaldo in the Euro qualifiers scored 5 goals, one of which was a penalty, for 10.5 points. Ronaldo also had 2 goals in the UEFA Super Cup and 2 assists in the Club World Cup, all from open play, adding 6 more points. Now let's tally everything up to see who had the better season. It's been a long season, and both these guys were exchanging some serious punches, but there can only be one winner. There's a lot more to football than stats, and that's true, but goals are what win games, and you can create all the chances you want, but only the ones that were finished will count as an assist, and both these guys created a lot of chances. Messi had a total of 63 appearances, scoring 59 goals and 34 assists. Insane numbers. That's almost a goal per game and an assist every other game. Ronaldo had 60 appearances, scoring 66 goals and 23 assists, and having more goals than appearances is insane, no matter how many times we see it. Based on the scoring system I used, Messi finished with a total of 152 points. He had 2 free kicks, 2 solo runs, and 8 penalties. Ronaldo also had 2 free kicks, no solo runs from him, and he had 13 penalties. This ultimately means Ronaldo finished with 150 points, just 2 points behind Messi. That's how close they were. But Ronaldo did have 3 less appearances than Messi, meaning he would win on a ratio of 2.5 to Messi's 2.41. So like I said in the intro, if you were to remove trophies and just look at raw numbers, the answer will shock you, and this is how close it is. On ratio, Ronaldo had the better individual season, but on points, Messi had the better season. It's just that close. Now, if you want to go more in depth, I have some eye test statistics that you could use to make a more definitive argument. Messi won 25 Man of the Match awards in the league, as opposed to Ronaldo's 17, and in the Champions League, he won 9, compared to Ronaldo's 2. On record, it says Messi created 143 chances in all competition, with Ronaldo creating just over 100. Big chances created add up to 40 plus, while Ronaldo is at 20 plus. Take these stats with a grain of salt, because it's not from trusted sources, as stats from that far back are not usually accurate. But in reality, it just shows that Messi's style of play allowed him to contribute more to his team's overall play that season, which in turn landed him more Man of the Match awards. So if you also use eye test statistics to judge players, if you were to add this to the already close overall points tally of 152 to 150, you can make an argument that Messi was the better player that year. But if you believe that results are only what matters, then you can make an argument that Ronaldo was the better player based on ratio. But I'm eager to hear what you guys think, so comment below, and please like and subscribe for more content like this.